back is to the wall. It's no secret I've had a lot of walls in my life. The wall of the projects, the wall of hunger, the wall of homelessness. I've had to go up against academic doubters, bullies, and athletic competitors. My life has had a lot of highs too. A family of my own, a college education, a first-round draft pick, a Super Bowl victory, and a second appearance in the big game. But even after all these successes, I found myself in hard times again. The struggles I've faced these last few years, job loss, and battles with mental health, haven't really been shared with the public. This book was 2 years in the making. As I've worked through it, I've also been working through my challenges, making a list of what I call back against the wall principles. I've stayed committed to them. So now, like a playbook, I can share them with you when it's 4th and 1 in your own life and you need some encouragement. Many of you are right there now. You're reaching behind and feeling nothing but a slab of concrete. My hope is that just picking up this book is the first step away from your wall. Before I can share those lessons with you, I must first bring you up to date on my life. I was only just entering the NFL when I left you last. So much has taken place since then. I see our time apart as a halftime. The part of my life that I want to share with you now can be understood as one of the most eventful second halves of any game I've ever played. And I beat the odds. I said something that will come back to me years later. Rough times don't have any power over me anymore. I don't have to be afraid of them because I have turned them on their head. Even after you've beaten the odds, there is still room to grow. I had no idea what rough times awaited me in the 12 years that followed. How my words would fall like a prophecy. The credits might have rolled at the end of my so-called movie, but that is far from the end of my story.
Part 1. Second half.
1. Big Oak and the Big Dream. Recently, I was invited to speak to the kids and the parents at a Christian home for abused and abandoned children, called the Big Oak Ranch. Even after all these years, I still get a little nervous before a gathering where the main event is me. Why am I doing this? I'm a private guy. It only took me a few seconds to remember the promise I made to myself. For whatever reason, I've been given a platform, and I refuse to waste it. But on this particular evening, I didn't have any of those feelings. On the 3-hour drive down from Nashville to Rainbow City, Alabama, I thought about the kids in my audience, how I wanted to encourage and challenge them, and maybe even call them out. Most adults have lied to them more times than they can count, but because they knew my story, they were willing to give me a chance. I hadn't spent much time in Alabama, but as I drove down to the long road leading to the Big Oak Boys Ranch, I was shocked. New, clean facilities, big brick homes for parents and kids that were scattered around the grounds, and wide green fields. This was not the typical foster care situation I was expecting. Compared to the places I'd stayed as a kid, it might as well have been the Ritz. More than the beautiful landscape and new buildings, it was the people. They were happy, smiling, and already gathered in the parking lot to greet me. The kids and parents were all together, enjoying the food trucks and the inflatables on a spring night. There were several big top tents with tables underneath, and all of it, I was told, was in honor of Michael Oher night. No pressure, right? It only took me a few minutes with those kids to realize there was really no pressure at all. I'm not usually comfortable with this kind of attention, but I get these kids. We understand each other. There's a bond you can't put words around, evidenced by the line that suddenly formed out of nowhere. Some kids wanted me to sign random pieces of notebook paper. Some just wanted to say, "What's up?" Before I knew it, a couple hours had passed, and the director of the Big Oak Ranch, former Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Brody Crowell, gathered everyone underneath the big top tents. I learned that Brody's father, John, had started the Christian Ranch back in 1974. He and his wife, T, had had a single farmhouse and 5 boys who needed love. From that great home that has helped more than 2,000 kids to date. Home being the key word, a place that's permanent, a place where kids who had been tossed